Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. I hope that you're having a lovely Sunday. Since we don't have any music, we're just gonna like fake it. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Me. Thank you for last night. Thank you for coming and being there for me. Ashley, Jay, Sam, Elizabeth, Judith. If I'm missing your name, please forgive me because all of you meant so much to me that you would chit chat with me and come over and have a little one-on-one. Thank you for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to come on live today. If I do, it'll be after. Me and Little Bit and Daddy are going to this place called the Lone Star Park. And so they have these horses and then they race. And you buy your ticket. You can gamble and stuff and bet on your horse. And it's going to be awesome. So I think she loves animals. So I think she's going to get a really big kick out of the horses. So hopefully I can get her over there before she gets too tired and she'll really enjoy herself. Kisses to all of you. So, but I had to get on here, guys. Listen, I got the movie set up, the Thomas Markle movie, okay? And Samantha and Thomas Jr. I got the movie set up, and so I turned it on there, and it's playing. I thought it was coming on tonight. I don't know if this is a preview of it, but the preview, I don't know what it is, but I've been watching it and deep diving. And I realized that this is very damaging. It's going to hurt her. I think karma, like you guys have said, has come to bite her. This is what it's doing to me. She's got all her look at me now moments right before the coordination, okay? I think I don't know what she's gonna do. We'll see. And then her family comes out with this, which to me pushes all that stuff that she did to the back. To the back. The letter, the comments, the introduction, the fake date. All that is fake. All her newness that she's come out, and then remember I said something's happening, and then it happened, and then she's got this big talent agent that's going to bring her popularity up to speed, up to par, and bring her into a brand where we know who she is. That's their plan. Their plan is to take Megan and make her into what she couldn't do, even after she married a prince. How do you manage to destroy your personality after? You were loved instantly and then became an ooh, instantly. But this movie is very damaging. And I think I take back what I said. I think showing it before the King's coronation may overshadow it. It's overshadowing it for me. So I know it's going to do some for some because there's such bombshells in this sucker. Thomas Markle holds nothing back. What he says to his daughter shocked me. And so I'm going to let you guys in on some of it. Let's get started. So it starts out with, and this is not I don't know what we're going to call this. Deep dive, intro to what's going on, because I'm going to be talking about this for a very long time. Because what it is showing me is putting the receipts to what I've been talking about and what we've been talking about and what you guys already know. Megan looks really beautiful. She comes out, she looks really cute, in these home videos. So you see Thomas Markle and you see Samantha and Thomas Jr. And then they come out and they meet up, and it's just this embrace. You see Samantha just wailing of happiness to see her dad. And he comes to ask her, is she okay or whatever, and I started crying. I was like, Jesus, this is hurt, because she doesn't get to see her father often. But look at that. Look at who wouldn't give to see their dad? Anyway, So they hold on to each other, and I'm teared up. I'm like bawling. And then the scene continues, and Thomas Markle begins to talk, and he says he is very disappointed in his sister for the way that she treats dad. He really wasn't talking about himself. He was just talking about how it affects his father. How his father is having a very difficult time in trying to understand why his daughter has kicked him to the curb and said that he was dead. She went on the Oprah Winfrey show and said before, this was during the wedding. Imagine about to walk down the aisle and get married to a prince. And then your father-in-law, the king, is walking you down the aisle. What an honor. But when she's talking to Oprah about that moment, she tells us that during that time, she lost her father, which tells me, and like the interviewer said, he said, Meghan, as she was walking down the aisle, holding King Charles's arm, as he walks his daughter-in-law down the aisle, he was walking her away from her family. She was saying goodbye to them then. Not goodbye, but had killed them. Thomas Markle tells us, and I'm skipping around. I didn't skipped around. I'm getting to the meat. Let's get to the meat. And then the interviewer says, well, Thomas Markle, during this time, your daughter was walking down the aisle with King Charles. How did that make you feel? He said it made him feel like she had killed him off. And then she started grieving after that, when she was on the Oprah show talking about she was hurt and she lost her father and that. Meghan wasn't hurt. She didn't try to reach out to her father to reconcile. She had cast him out. And that's what he said. That's what the interviewer said. That's what Samantha said and Thomas Jr. said. But Thomas Markle told us, he said, Meghan had killed me off during her wedding and then grieved me. And it just, I stopped. I said, Jesus. Sorry about it. I mean, it just, that word keeps coming to my mind because it's so, boom. These are bombshells to me. I don't know what else, I don't know, but this is me telling it how I see it. She killed me off and then she grieved for me on the Oprah show. Meghan says, I lost my father in this process. When I was getting married to Harry and he was walking me down the aisle, and she says, when King Charles agreed to walk her down the aisle, he agreed because he realized that I had lost my father in this process. Thomas Markle reminds Meghan that he was still alive when she buried him. He said, she buried me. He said, she killed me, she buried me, and then she grieved me. Meghan goes on the Oprah show and tells Oprah that she doesn't have any family members. She wishes she did. And then the paparazzi pictures came, and then she lost her father. He was dead to her. And he brings up that moment and says, she killed me, she buried me, and then she grieved me. That's not bombshelling it? I thought so. Let's move on. Thomas Markle gets upset with Meghan. He gets upset with Meghan because of how she's treating their dad. He's upset. He's like, it's not for us, it's for dad. He's not well, he's sick, and he's afraid and scared that he may not get to see the grandkids. No one can see the grandkids. Meghan got the grandkids over there, hiding them in the bushes, in the bin, so nobody can see them. Because she's going to use them for her monetary gain, and they're special. And those poor kids have a mom that has turned, you see Meghan being this nice little wonderful, growing up to be a beautiful child, and then boom, it switches. And they start talking about how when she meets Harry, she's not talking about, oh, I met this wonderful guy, but I met a prince. That's what Samantha said. I said, yeah, it wasn't that. It wasn't the love. It was, I met the prince. Of course, it's time for me to begin my career. And as I meet him, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to kick you out of my life because I am not going to help you. I am not going to acknowledge you. I am not going to put you in nothing about my life. You won't see the kids. You will be ostracized. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to bury you, and then I'm going to grieve for you on the Oprah show, in Finding Freedom, in a docuseries. And I'm going to let everybody know that I never had a sister or a brother or any siblings. That's why I'm so excited about Archie to have some, to have Lilibet, to have cousins and stuff to play with. And it was the circus. Remember the circus? Megan brings up, it was a circus around her father's popularity thing, and it was just a mess. No, you're the mess. Megan, you're the mess. Because your family is in pain because of something you did. And like Samantha said, you had the power to stop them from harassing the family. You had the ability to stop the very company that you're paying to defend you, the Sussex Squad. They are on your payroll to stop them from harassing your sister. What evil person would do that? What person would deliberately tear down their own family because they don't want anything to do with them, because they're classless, because they don't want that anywhere near their newness, their new life, they don't fit into that category, and then harass them? Allow another group of people to harass them and be mean, but then flips the script and wants us to, the American people, UK people, all the American people, the public, she wants the public to feel sorry for her because they didn't protect her. They didn't write a note on her behalf. They didn't go in the system and say, tell the press to stop for Megan. They just fed her to the wolves. What the hell did she just do to her family? She buried them. First she killed them, buried them, and then she grieved. But she was running from the UK. Running from the royals, running from the UK people, running from the duties, running from that lifestyle, running from it, and then blaming the queen after she spends her life. They're exposing her lies. And this is what I do know about us, is that we don't like to be lied to. And then when we find that you're lying to us, then we don't trust you anymore. And so this PR team that made the grave mistake of bringing her on, it's a challenge for you. Good luck. Good luck in bringing this person that is corrupted inside to become anything other than that. Because like Thomas Markle said, he hasn't heard from his daughter. 4 years. And the interviewer said, it's radio silence? Yes, it's a dead silence. She won't even look at the phone to call him. She don't even know his number probably. She probably threw it away like she did him. And what I'm seeing is that he's desperate to connect with her. He doesn't care about all of that other stuff. Thomas Markle just wants to see if there's any bit of Megan still in there. And I beg to differ. There's nothing there. Thomas Markle says, well, Junior, I believe that Megan is going to realize that family is important. And I think Megan is going to realize that family is important, and she realizes that she's missing us and want to be over here, and she'll come to her senses. Thomas Jr., this is for you. No. Hell to the no. Use the word. That would mean she would care. She doesn't care about you, Thomas, and that's unfortunate. She doesn't care about any of you guys. She buried you. She killed you in here and in here. And if you can do that, then there's no, what's she gonna do? Fish? They show her fishing. What's she gonna do? Take Archie and a little bit over there to fish? No, they're in that Montecito chicken coop with gold bells around it. She's trying to pretend like she's normal with the chickens. If we looked up today, I bet you them chickens ain't even back there no more. And Oprah with her chicken head. Let's call her that. But that's what she was looking like when she was over there in that chicken coop, bent down listening to Megan lie to her. You guys got married 3 days before? Then she looked over there at Harry in the chicken coop. And Harry turns his head because she knows she lying. Harry knew his wife was lying. And so that's when Oprah looked at him, he just went like, there she go with another lie. There's empty. Thomas, there's nothing there. This is going to, first of all, she's going to think y'all betrayed her. She doesn't see that she started this firestorm. She'll never take responsibility. Because if she did, she would have did it in the 4 years. When she was over there putting flowers on Uvalde and her dad was over there having a stroke, the one that's making his mouth a little twisted right now and making him having a hard time walking. Like he said, I thought that she would try to reach out on the second stroke. Samantha says it, and so does her dad. He said, is what you have worth it? Megan, is your new life, your newness that you got, your new look, and your new PR team, and you, because it's not Harry, it's nobody but you. This is your life. This is what you chose to do. Is it worth it? Your father wants to know, and so do I. Is the money, is the fame, is the prince, is the Montecito, is the Duchess of Sussex. Where's my crown? The crown on. This reminds me every day of what she gave up. How do you marry a prince and then give it up the next day? She's not anymore. The Queen Elizabeth told her that she can't be in and out. Is it worth it, Megan? Was it worth it? Is this new people going to make you a star? Finally. Is Megan finally going to be this global wonderful brand, this humanitarian, this award-winning woman, this woman that wants to be the queen of Montecito? Is Megan going to be what she always wanted to be for us, Miss Michelle Obama? Because she can't be Oprah anymore because Oprah done left her brownie points at the door when she was sitting in that chicken coop. Just stupid. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get that rant going on. You got to pull me back because let me tell you something. I don't know if this is the actual, because I thought it was coming on at 8 tonight. I don't know what they're showing me. But they have given me some information and it's just really nasty. It really gives me inside because guys, I've got like 200 videos out there. And all I talk about is this. This is all I talk about. So I know it can kind of be repetitive or whatever. But now the meat and potatoes is coming home because the receipts are on the table. What this woman actually did and how they felt on the other side when she did what she did. When she walked down the aisle and when her mother sat there at the wedding with nobody, no relatives beside her, looking like an idiot. And Meghan walking down the aisle at the same time telling us that she has lost her father 15 minutes before the paparazzi took a picture. Like Samantha and her father just said, we couldn't discuss this. We couldn't talk about this and work this out. They said she didn't contact them. She didn't try to figure this out. She just went on the Oprah show and said that they were dead to her. After the wedding, she hasn't communicated with anyone, they said, for 4 years. But over there writing notes and talking, Charles, I want to be on the balcony and all this other stuff. After she didn't call them racist, but won't talk to her other family, but have so much interest in the big one, in the dynasty, in her husbands. Because she said that, Harry lost his father too. They both lost it, which means to me that Meghan was trying to make sure that that relationship will never get back together again with Spare, Netflix, and the rest of them. She already knew the damage that Harry was going to do to make his family break. But what she failed to realize that they're built their lives on family. That's what the royals stand for. They're always on the balcony, the famous balcony. The balcony is where you see the whole family together, a unit. And like Charles is trying to let her know, you're not going to break this up. Listen, you may have Harry in a coma right now, but soon he will come out of this coma and he will come home, the prodigal son. And he's going to come home broken because of you. Because what woman do you know that would encourage her husband to do the things that he's doing? Who would want to be with a husband like that? I would be like, what is you doing? I said, listen, time out. If you don't stuff and doing all this stuff, Harry, me and Archie and Lilibet is going to have to go. That's going to be her end game. Because it's her fault. But wait a minute. Some skeletons then came up. Karma then came and bit you on your butt. Because let me tell you something. Americans, I feel that people are going to not like you even more because of how you're treating your family. And what they're going to do is do like I'm doing. What? Let's continue. So the commentator says, it's time for you guys to tell your truth, right? They said, yes, we're going to tell it like it is. I said, yeah, they're going to tell it like it is. Sorry, let me do something with my nose. I don't know. I think there's an allergy. I do forgive you forgive me if I've been sniffing. I do apologize. I didn't even notice. And I'm like, wow, that last video, I was just... Anyway, moving on. Bombshell after bombshell, because it doesn't have to, I don't have to see something. I don't have to see a video with Samantha and Meghan hugging to confirm that they're sisters. No, I'm listening to the conversation. And I believe what they're saying. They haven't spoken with Meghan in 4 years, and she hasn't reached out to forgive or to have a conversation. Or maybe, or also, her plan was to kill, bury, and grieve. Kill, bury, and grieve. That's it. It's over for the Markles. She wants them to go away. Why do they keep appearing? Why is Meghan doing this defamation suit? Listen, I told you on the Oprah show that we wasn't sisters. I told you on the Oprah show that my father was dead. And I haven't spoken to you guys in 4 years, so what does that mean? He says, her father says, how many strokes do I have to have for her to get the picture? For her to contact me? I guess one more. Maybe the PR team will figure it out. Why was it important that she told us that she had this team that was going to help her? Remember the fact checker that she was going to have? If this girl ain't on self, then I don't know what the heck. Because it is just self. How can you always be about yourself? That would be boring to me. I would get bored with me if I was always looking in the mirror and looking and doing and talking about myself. Let's move on. Megan called it a circus. She said, it was a circus. Sorry. It was a circus. Where did we hear that? I don't want to discuss anything that happened 2 years ago that was discussed 4 years ago. Well, let me repeat this. If you didn't want to talk about something that happened 2 years ago, then you shouldn't have said it on the Oprah show. You should have handled it in between the family. But no, you wanted us to know that they were racist so we could hate on them. That was your plan. Now that you realize that the race card ain't working. I got something else. Let me just say it because I'll forget. One of them said this. I don't know if it was Thomas Markle or Junior, or I think it was the commentator. And I wish I knew his name. The one that interviewed, the one that's doing the show, the representative, the journalist that's interviewing them. He says that the unconscious bias information was something that they had just learned when they came to the United States, because I had never heard of unconscious bias. That was a new word that I learned from Harry and Meghan. And from, babe, have you ever heard of unconscious bias?
I've heard of it.
Like long time ago, like little, or like, is that something? I've never heard of that until Meghan and Harry.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't know when.
Okay, so my husband's heard of it. I've never heard of that, and I'm black. So like the commentary said, he said they had just learned about unconscious bias. Somebody said this. I don't know where or what, but they didn't know what unconscious bias was. And Harry heck didn't know. And Meghan didn't either because she ain't black. But I didn't know what it was. I'm like, what are they talking about? And the way they spun it, the way it's described, racism is racism. People are not biased because they don't know something. If you don't know, then you ask the question. My hair. This is not my hair, okay? We all know that, most of us. But I don't mind someone walking up to me, asking me, and touching on my hair and saying, how did you do that? What is that? I don't get offended because it's new. They don't know. But take it on the flip side, some would be like, oh, why are they touching my hair and stuff? And, it's just, rude or it's discrimination because they're talking about my hair. It's the stupid stuff. They would call that unconscious bias because that would be rude. Sorry, a little bit was saying hi. And so Daddy's getting her dressed, which is good. Okay. Let's get back to it. Let me get done because that's my cue. I gotta go. Check this out. Okay? And that's good. I need to stop. Oh, God. Sorry if I go into the rant because sometimes I do a repeat. But the repeat just ties in to the newness. So I hope you guys get that. Harry's book comes up. Okay? I'm going to call him John. I'm not going to give him a different name. That sucks. The person that was interviewing the Thomas Markle family, he does a clip with Harry's book. And Harry starts talking about her father. Saying that he was going to the store to get beer with his belly hanging out. Did Megan tell you to write that in the book? I know she gave you approval to say that about her father. Regardless of the beer and the belly hanging out, Harry, you had no right to say that about her father. You have never met him. You don't even know him. You have disrespected him on every level. And your Jezebel wife has allowed you to do it and given you permission to diss her father and say something about beer and belly. Who would say that? That told me that Megan was embarrassed by her father, his beer belly. And she was embarrassed by him, and she did not want him there. I do not want him around me and my kids, my new celebrity friends, my new life. He doesn't fit. And let's fix Doria up to make her look like she fits. And she's always fitted in. But Doria hasn't always been there, like Thomas Markle has said. He raised her from when she was in the 6th grade, but something happened in between with their relationship. I'm sure we'll get to that. But I think it's very distasteful for her husband to talk about her father. I would be offended if my husband did it. But she's not offended because she told him to write it. She killed him, she buried him, and then she grieved him. That's what this woman has done to her family, but she wants an award for humanitarian, the TIGs, the memoir, the me, my story, who I am. You left out a few people that raised you, that helped you, that guided you, that shaped you. Unfortunately, your husband, your dad had to do something to make you turn it off. Did he give you too much? You gotta be careful with Kara. Every time she cry, here girl, what you want? M&M's, soda? That's my grandmother, her grandmother. Oh, I blame it on grandma. That's what Harry says. Okay, let's move on. So she's on the Oprah show. You know, this is my favorite line. I lost my father in this process. It's when she lost her father what bothers me. When she lost her father. Because she says she lost him when she was walking down the aisle. How convenient. How quickly. How disrespectful. You kill him off when you walk down the aisle with Charles. You guys are going to see it. She's walking down the aisle with King Charles. And he not knowing this whole time that she will betray him, Judas. And that his son is marrying a cock-a-doodle-doo. And that he should have said, and the queen said, was, heck no, you can't marry her because she crazy. And then, but no, he walks her down the aisle because she tells Oprah the reason why King Charles walks her down the aisle is that he was gracious enough. That's the only time I hear her say something nice about the royal family, about King Charles, that one time. And said that he walks her down the aisle because she loses her father. And then Thomas Markle comes in on the show and says, she didn't lose me, Samantha. She didn't lose her father. He's still very much alive. And the commentator says that's when she killed him off. When she walked down the aisle with King Charles. That's when her father became dead to her. He said, Samantha, would you have wanted to be at the wedding? And she didn't say yes or no. But she said, my father. That wasn't going to happen. Megan was killing him off behind the scenes while she was lying, talking about, Catherine, I'm having problems with my father. And I know Catherine is sitting back thinking, if you were having that many problems with your father and so duress, then why aren't you trying to fix it? She's trying to fix her personality. She She's not fixing that. That's still rotten to the core. She's trying to fix her look, her appearance. What can she do now to make money and make herself look like she's presidential? Nothing. You missed the mark. You missed the mark when you got on the Oprah show. Your moment to shine, your moment to come out, because you have reinvented yourself so many freaking times. How many more times are you going to reinvent yourself? But every time you do, you still come back with the rottenness inside. Because why has your family got a movie about how nasty you are? It's so, whoa. But it's not one family. This girl is bad. She does two families. And the only reason people are listening to her is because she married a prince. That's the only reason why. At the end of his life, he's requesting. He says, at the end of my life, he's requesting and reaching out like never before, with a chance to see her and the kids. What else is he supposed to do? Sit and just keep having strokes until he just die, and then never have had the opportunity to keep trying to reach a daughter that he has lost and don't understand why, because she won't talk to him? And he says, what have I done? And he's apologized. I want to know what the paparazzi pictures is so far out of reach. It is so far from us. We are not talking about that stupid stuff. Don't nobody care about the paparazzi. I don't care about the pictures. I thought they were cute. I said, what is the big deal? She made it a big deal, and she cut her father off for it. And now, once again, she's not going to reach out to them. She's going to think that she's going to call this a betrayal. Okay. I got to get ready to go, guys. Let's see. He said she woke up. Somebody said she just woke up and said, I'm done with them. No call for 4 years. Okay, that's all I got, guys. I am shutting it down. This conversation is about the movie. I'm going to post it. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Tell me your thoughts on, what I said about, what Thomas Markle was saying, that she kicked him out, the father, that she wrote him off during the wedding, that she hasn't reached out to him. Do you think that he did something so bad that he doesn't deserve a chance? Does this give you receipts on what she's done? It's giving me a lot more of who she is. And it hurts. It not hurts. It's just disappointing to continue to know that this is a real person that we're talking about. Have a wonderful day.